Welcome back, everyone. So here we are at the Shenanigan. We're about to go talk to Avery, but I have just realised that there has been a serious fumble. Um, I was looking back over my last few episodes, and I realised that the order is completely wrong. I think in episode 13 I'm calling it 14 or 12. In episode 14 I'm calling it 13. I'm all over the place, and that's because of my folder structure. I've given Owen a hard time about collating his notes, keeping them tidy, labeling things, all this kind of crack, and I myself have fumbled the bag. So, this should be episode 16, and moving forward, I'll make sure to check each episode to see where we actually are. What's happened here is that I recorded loads, so from like 8 to 12, I think, or maybe even 8 to 13, I recorded in one night, and that's what's thrown me off. So as of recording right now, the channel only has episode 12, but I'm on episode 16, if that makes sense. So that's what's thrown me off. Um, and yeah, I guess lesson learned. We will endeavor to make sure I get the episode numbers right. Does it actually matter? No, it doesn't. Um, so yeah, we'll talk to Avery. Hopefully this doesn't take too long.
Aha.
Um, a little bit close for my liking. Am I tall? I'm quite a tall character compared to Pippin and it would appear Avery. Um, so yeah, we'll talk to Avery. We'll take part in the shenanigan, and then we'll continue our Gunther saga, Gunther Part 2. So yeah, let's see what Avery has to say first. Sure. 10. Damn. Can you spot them all? Report back to me with your findings. I shall reward you handsomely. I was just about to say, like, come on. You must be nimble on your feet. Your prize depends on it. Already. So I'm guessing this isn't one of them. Look out for small dinos nearby. Oh, a little bit of funkiness there. Okay. With one. I should play some intense music in the background. Can't access that area, so that would be unfair. You're hardly small. My small friends hiding. Did I actually hit you? So we've found 3. I hope I got that guy there. You're the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Keep going, keep going. Make sure double back. Yeah, there we go. Do we actually have a timer, like, on screen? It's a rest spot. So we've checked all these corners. Check behind us. Okay, 2 of 2. Yep. I don't actually know if we have discovered the name of those dinos yet. Maybe we have and I just can't remember. Cool. I love you little guys, you're very cute. So one more kind of medium-sized raptor and then one more small raptor, I think. So surely they're down this way. I don't want to talk to you, Owen, don't even look at me. Oh man, the last 2, are you for real? Okay, back to the start, so maybe we'll retrace our steps. Need to keep an eye on Freyuk's stamina. It's not in the box. That's just bags. Our last dino was here. Yeah, sure enough. Really? Gonna embarrass myself now in front of the world. I was gonna say my audience, but by the time this episode comes out, I'm gonna have 100,000 views, you know. I can't believe it, man. The first few were so easy. Okay, let's just try to be systematic about it. So we've cleared here. We've cleared you. This was the first one. We've two guys here. If I haven't clicked you... No, I definitely have. Yeah, I knew I had. Yeah, cutest thing in the world. Yeah, we've been through here. We've cleared the corners. We definitely got you as well, yeah. See, this is why I die in Counter-Strike all the time. There's to be some snaky dinosaur in a corner somewhere with an M4. And it just picks me off before I even see them. Nobody here. Nobody here. Like, we've cleared that area behind Carlin. We can't get into the pond. Did we do thorough enough up here? Surely we did, you know. Aha! Okay. Okay. Oh. I'm conscious of the time, but I also don't have a lot of stamina, you know. Yeah, I can't eat. Oh, here we are. Look at that. Sneaky. Cool. Right. To the finish line. Aha. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Wow. Wow. I can hardly wait too, man. Thanks. Well, at least it was forgiven. I know we clicked into these, but... Alright, nice. So we have 11. We need 5. How much is the table? I'm not actually that interested in the table, to be honest, but... It's 10. Yeah, sure. Honestly, I don't like the red. The purple's grand, but it doesn't stand out, you know? So let's go with 2 of these. Confirm. Oh, look at this. That's the coolest thing ever. So, who have we got here? We haven't seen these guys, I don't believe. See the little winged raptors at the front here? In front of the... Well, I was gonna say Gallimimus, but that's wrong. We've got a little... What looks like... I wish I could zoom in. It looks like this brown guy back here is a Sinoceratops, but it might just be a Styra with a cool skin. Am I knocking them off the table? I hope not. We got a Stego on the ground. It looks like a Dimetrodon. I probably said that wrong. At the front here. And then the Ankylosaurus are similar there as well. That is so cool. I would, you know, if we're decorating the farm, like this Shenanigan table and all that, not too pushed. If I could buy these, I would have them in every single pen. Am I boring you, am I? Sorry. Okay, we'll keep going.
Aho!
No, I didn't see it, mate. Where? Alrighty, let's keep going. Okay, that was fairly painless. I appreciate that this game doesn't lock you into dialogue. You know, I appreciate that, like, Nintendo is one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, and you know they're revered on all the continents. But I struggle to play some Nintendo games because I can't just back out of the dialogue. You know, I can't just like skip to the end. So, you know, like Animal Crossing, for example, Orla and I, during or just before lockdown, Orla got her Switch and we were playing, you know, Animal Crossing. And it's like, because I was in final year, wait here. Because I was in final year, I didn't have a lot of time to play games, you know, so it'd be the end of a long day of studying, lectures, assignments, etc. Probably with a million more things. Oh, so we can stack them. Oh, well, that's interesting. You know, finish the day with a million more things to do tomorrow, and you fire up the Switch. Let's play a nice, relaxing game. Let's play Animal Crossing. And Orla and I used to share an island, so I would do a lot of the terraforming for her. Because I quite like that, you know, it's like Minecraft. You just mindlessly dig for 3 hours and you feel great by the end of it. But what I found so tedious with Animal Crossing and, you know, Nintendo games is it would take ages to get to the home screen. It would take ages to get to the actual game screen, if you like, you know, like the gameplay. And then you would be stuck talking to villagers for like just unskippable dialogues, you know. You're like, man, I don't have a lot of time here, like let me play the bloody game. Oh, okay, well that's designed to go to bed, isn't it? What time are we? Lucky needs attention. Gunther's a happy friend. Let's check what they can do for us. So he's a smasher and a waterer. Oh, I think we discussed this previously, did we not? Where Gallimimus, they're a water, and Styrus are smashers, but the Packy is both. So I'm pretty sure we discussed that before. We're gonna need to sort out food tomorrow as well. Everybody's happy except Lucky. So let's go have a look. I need to get a little campfire or a cooking pot or something like that as well to sort out this energy issue. It's quickly becoming a problem. Is your pen too small, love? Is that what it is? Pens, Lucky. I feel like Lucky should have her own page, you know. Just so I know, I want Lucky to be happy, like, you know, I need to know she's got enough space and enough food, but maybe she's not fussy, and you know, you get away early game with tiny pens. Yeah, let's just go to sleep. Our crops are watered and we don't have a lot to do at the moment. Okay, this raspberry bush we need to figure out. While I'm talking, we will sort out our dinos, we'll go get some herbivore food. So, Gunther Part 2. Part 1 of Gunther and I, our relationship was when we lived in Orla's house with him. And he was an agent of chaos, and he destroyed everything and anything that I owned, given the chance. Part 2 is when Orla and I moved back to, well, basically where we live now. We moved away for a period, and then we moved home. We bought ourselves a mobile home. Friend call. Benji and Layla are happy out. Look at me go, guys. Look at me go. I didn't even look at my fingers that time. So part 2 is when Orla and I move home and we have our own space, a little bit more privacy, and oh no. And Gunther continues to terrorize me. So this is when, in the previous episode, I discussed my garden, my vegetables and stuff like that, and my flowers. Part 2 is when that happened. And yeah, for the most part, it was just kind of day-to-day life. I'd go to work, I'd come home, Gunter would be there, he'd greet me. You know, at night he would stay in his sunroom um, with his stove. He loved his stove, so in the sunroom there's a pellet stove. Um, it runs off kind of more sustainable wood pellets rather than, you know, coal or turf. And he absolutely loved that. So much so that he used to singe his hair. Um, he'd be pushing up against the side of the stove that his fur used to turn a different color. And you might think like, oh, that's cruel. Like, you know, the room was obviously too small for him. No, absolutely not. The room was huge, and this fella could not get closer to the stove if he tried. So he loved his comforts, even though he was originally a wild animal. He quickly took to the luxuries of domestic life. And that was it. He lived in peace for a good portion of his life. I mentioned in the previous episode that he took ill when he was quite young, his first Christmas with us. And I guess that would become a common theme with Gunther, unfortunately. Gunther was, he didn't develop horns, so the type of goat that he is, they do develop horns. Gunther never did, and the vet said it was more than likely that he was infertile. So potentially a reason that he was abandoned either by the farmer who owned him or his herd. So he just, I guess, maybe had a weaker immune system than what he needed, and he would often fall ill. Now, at the same time, it didn't help that he would eat things he wasn't supposed to eat. But that was rare. That was a rare thing. It was more like changes in weather, and especially around winter, Gunther would struggle a little bit more. He hated the rain. Again, for a wild animal, you'd think like you're used to being outside, like you're supposed to be basically outside all the time. He hated the rain. He hated being wet. So much so that like he would use you as a shield from the rain if he could. So the poor fella was just he was just a little bit weak, I guess. His immune system and such, and he got sick a few more times. One time was really bad. We brought him to the vet, and you know, our vet at least is fantastic and very honest, and said, you know, like realistically this might be it. So we spent his, like in our eyes, his last night. We spent his last night together. You know, we had him in the living room on the couch, and he was in a lot of pain, and the medication helped a little bit, of course, but we were kind of just waiting till morning to see if things got better. And as if by some miracle, I think he just knew he had more to do to annoy me. You know, he got to the gates, he got to the Rainbow Bridge, and he decided, no, I have to annoy James more than I have. You know, I still have unfinished business in this plane. He made a miraculous recovery, like unheard of. Like the vet was basically, you know, he was in such a way that it was highly unlikely that he would recover. And he did, and obviously we were delighted. You know, it was like against all odds he's come back to us. And he lived, like he continued on, like you know, came back almost to normal basically. Essentially after a couple of days he was right as rain. Happy out, back to grazing in the field, you know, just pottering around. And then, I suppose, as I mentioned, you know, he would recover quite well, but he would always kind of get sick every now and again. And one evening, we brought him to the vet. You know, kind of, not that it become a habit, but it was business as usual. You know, like, oh, Gunther's feeling a little bit down. You know, you can see it. His little ears used to kind of droop forward. You know, you could see that he was a little bit upset. You know, he's gone quiet. He's not eating. So it's time to take him to the vet. And this time, you know, I'll spare you the detail, but things weren't done as they normally were. So, you know, most of the time we take him to the vet, he'd just get like a steroid shot, maybe something to help his tummy, and you know, just kind of hope that things got better. This time was different, and yeah, unfortunately Gunther didn't make it this time, and yeah, it's another sad video, folks. My nemesis, my love-hate, my pal, he didn't make it this time, and it wasn't to be, I guess. And I miss him. I do. I miss him. I used to love just kind of play fighting with him, and you know, if you sprinted down to the bottom of the field, he would chase you. You know, he'd be like sheep or like goats. You know, herd animals. What's the panic? You know, why are we running? So no questions asked, he'd just chase after you. And it was just so funny. And the noises that would come out of this guy were brilliant as well. You know, you'd be play fighting, and you know, he'd start to lose the fight, and he'd start proper like bleating at you and proper vocal, like giving out to you, which was it was a great laugh. Like, you know, he was just this gentle guy, and loved to cause mischief and getting about it and stuff like that. But he was a good boy, and yeah, I come home from work, and you know, he's not there, you know, and I miss him. But like all our other pets, we're gonna honor Gunther and his memory by bringing him into our farm, and it had to be a Pachycephalosaurus. You know, I wish I could put my head down and headbutt Gunther here, but it doesn't look like I can. Maybe if we tame another Pachycephalosaurus, they'll headbutt each other, and yeah, I'd be delighted with that. So, as you can tell, I don't have an agenda for this episode. I'm just running around the farm, not doing much, as I tend to do. So, I might leave it here. Orla, so tonight is Wednesday. It's recording night. Orla is in college, and I think she's just finished. So I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. I suppose gather my thoughts, come up with a strategy for our next episode. For a few episodes we've wanted to tame a Pachycephalosaurus. We've done that now, so it's on to bigger and better things. I think it's time to revisit Dapplewood. Maybe try tame a big dino, like a trike or something like that. And from that there'll be a lot of work involved, obviously, clearing out this farm to give them enough space to live happily. We still... no, we don't. This is in our main area, this windmill, but there is a windmill in Dapplewood as well, so I'm assuming they're connected, and I'm assuming we're gonna have to repair them. So lots to do. I'm sure there'll be good conversations in the next few episodes. Monologues. But yeah, until then, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.